I'm going to start recording now. Hello everyone, welcome to Renaissance Mix. This is a group stage game between Akuchi and catstealer419. I am Johns. Commentating with me is JNails.
Howdy.
Yep, that's that one. That's all the introduction I have. So, Renaissance Mix boards tend to be pretty... I guess the word is busted? Is that the word?
That's one of the many words that I would describe them.
Like, this mix has some really strong boards.
Yeah, basically everything ends up being a power card. Like, oh, look at this.
Like,
Every time.
I don't know how to play these sorts of boards where it's just everything is so strong. Okay.
It is tricky.
So I'm pretty sure you're opening Scrap and Page or Peasant. I guess Peasant, right?
I got a bit of echo on my end.
I don't hear an echo. That might just be feedback into my microphone. Let me turn down the volume on my speakers, just in case that's feedback. Alright, is that fixing it?
Testing. Yep, seems to have fixed it.
Okay. My microphone's not supposed to pick up my speaker audio. That's weird. Okay, whatever.
So, to me, Peasant is looking a lot more important than Page here. I don't think you need Champion all that badly, but Disciple and Teacher both look good. I'm not sure you have time for Teacher, but like if you got it, it would be good.
Yeah, so I think getting up the Peasant line first. I don't like this Pageant open. Mostly because I don't know... Well, mostly because Pageant isn't Scrap, I think.
Yeah, Pageant kind of confuses me. It seems like they're trying to hit 5, and like the 5s aren't bad here. I wouldn't mind an Archive, but I feel like it's a lot less important than other stuff.
Archive usually works pretty well with Travelers because you're getting that card to draw now, but you're also getting usually two junk cards out of your shuffle.
My guess is, I mean, if you go Pageant, Peasant on the 4-3, you're real likely to hit 5, and then maybe you buy some Archives, and that can compensate for not having an early Scrap.
Or, and hear me out here, you could just hit 5 anyway, as Aku does.
That's true. Better to be lucky than good. Yeah, I mean, if I knew I was going to hit 5 off of the Peasant Scrap opening, that's just like a clear winner.
Yep. So I think catstealer misses the Peasant, which is really, really bad.
Yeah, that's a horrible shuffle for catstealer compared
Also,
to
catstealer
Akuchi's relatively amazing shuffle.
Like Akuchi could have drawn better, but not much better. I think the only way that Aku draws better is if the Peasant isn't with like 4 coppers, and then you can scrap this state this turn and just draw a card without having to take action.
Yeah, agreed. I do like the Peasant Scrap opening, though. I feel like it's probably the best opening here.
Yeah, Peasant Scrap makes the most sense to me. So catstealer declined the Archive and instead picked up a Scrap Page, which is probably also fine.
It confuses to why you were even opening with Pageant in the first place if you weren't trying to spike 5.
Yes, yeah. Like, the reason you open Pageant is to hit 5. I assume you take card action here as Aku. I think you just want to... I guess you could take action Horse as well. Those are somewhat equivalent.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're buying. If you're planning on buying a 2, which it looks like he is, I think Horse makes sense.
Aku did take the Archive, which I think is I mean, hitting 5 there Archive seems pretty obvious to me.
Yep. I don't know if I ever get Page. I don't think I care about the cards enough.
Yeah, you could easily skip, because I mean, you don't need actions, really.
Yeah, actions don't concern me much, and if I'm not getting it early, which I don't think I am, I worry about how many silvers I'm going to end up gaining when I eventually play Treasure Hunter.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I'm pretty sure you want to play with city quarters here. Pretty badly.
City Quarter seems pretty good to me. Haven and Archive help set it up.
Yeah. I think the problem with Warrior is it doesn't hit, like... Well, you can do some stuff with Warrior if you get some inventors down. Like, you could definitely bring a little bit of pain, but I think it's pretty slow. And the problem is, by the time
like if I could have Warriors in my deck, it'd be great. But having to go through a bunch of treasure hunters to get them seems like a potentially huge concern.
Oof. Like, there's only so many silvers you can actually deal with. Like, scrap is okay. Scrap is great for trashing silvers, but, you know, there's only so many scraps in your deck.
Like, yeah, if you could get to the point where you, like, play a few pages and a few warriors, and then you just, like, kill every inventor, archive, and bazaar in your opponent's deck, like, that'd be great. I worry that if you try to set that up, it takes longer than them just discipling inventors and gaining all the provinces.
Well, and the thing is, one warrior only trashes one card per turn. Like, a well-functioning deck here gains a lot of cards a turn.
Well, not necessarily. The warrior attacks stacks. It can trash a bunch of cards.
Oh, that's true. It can trash a bunch. If you have like
played like 5 pages first,
warriors.
and then played like 3 warriors, you're probably trashing all the cards in your opponent's deck that are within the relevant price range.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty slow to set up. And it doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's my issue. Is like if I thought I could do that in time, like here's the scenario I think that would look a lot better. Is if there was a decent way in this kingdom, like Way of the Pig, that would let me not take silvers off of Treasure Hunter, I'd be a lot more inclined towards the warrior stack idea.
Yeah. Well, catstealer gets at least one warrior here, I suppose. How many? It's only gaining 1 silver, right? I mean, taking a warrior for 1 silver seems pretty solid to me.
Yeah, and only having to take 1 silver is definitely pretty nice.
I guess the question is, do you take teacher here? And I think the answer is no. The thought of discipling city quarters is very appealing, I think.
Yes, Disciple CQ sounds amazing. I mean, I guess the risk of Disciple is, if you don't have Champion down, they just play 1 Inventor and then potentially snipe your Disciple with their Warrior. That would be a bit of a pain.
That would be a pain, wouldn't it? I don't know. It'd be interesting. Well, so catstealer at least has 1 warrior, so we can see how much damage 1 warrior does. But I suspect if you're going to go warriors, you might want to go a little harder on them. I don't think you need a second archive as Akuchi. At this point, I think your deck is fairly cleaned up.
Bazaar seems fine.
Yeah, Bazaar is okay. It's not, like, super exciting or anything, but gets the job done. I think as Aku...
Classic problem of having too many good cards in hand and having to discard a good one.
Ah, yeah.
Hate when that happens.
It's just very rough. I don't know how you cope with this. I want to get a city quarter pretty soon as Aku.
Potentially now, even?
Now
I don't know if you plan on triggering the shuffle. I don't know what those bottom 7 cards are.
There's an archive in there, right?
Then yes, then definitely yes, city quarter. Because then you're likely to end up with your Disciple next turn. Or the turn after.
Yeah, there's an archive and a scrap in there. Although scrap can't hit a state at this point, but the archive will trigger. Yeah, I like city quarter now. Seems pretty solid.
Yeah, plus you got Avengers in your deck, so even if you're in debt for a few turns, it's not the worst thing.
Oh yeah, no. And Aku agrees. I think Aku is playing this pretty cleanly, if I had to say.
Indeed.
Trash is the scrap. That's actually a little sad. Yeah. You do want to scrap on this board just to deal with the junk in your deck. I guess
think scrap will be easy enough to pick back up off of Inventor.
Well, sure, but it still costs you a gain, right? Because now you're taking scrap instead of something else. Okay, so catstealer did do the right thing there, which is only pay off all but 1 debt, and that way you can gain a coffer, which is strictly better than paying off.
Well, they paid off all their debt. They just had 10 money.
Oh, they said the full money? Oh, never mind. Oh, they did repay 8 debt. Never mind, and they still had more coins number. Oh, anyway, the play is
if they happen to have exactly 8, that'd be correct.
Yeah, the play is you always leave a debt there if you get a coffer off of it. You could take another peasant now. I think catstealer doesn't have any more. No, catstealer is going to get the other disciple, right?
I actually have no idea he was
Because
fugitive.
I think catstealer has a fugitive, right? Is that right?
I just said I have no idea.
Well, I'm just gonna ask you again then. catstealer has a fugitive, right? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. I without a shadow of a doubt, catstealer has a fugitive.
So because of that, I'm not convinced that the peasant there was actually worth the buy, because there's no way you're gonna get the disciple off it.
I was thinking about Haven.
Haven is reasonable, especially with City Quarter. City Quarter kind of likes Haven a lot.
Haven's such a great card.
Haven is not a good card. All right, get out of here.
Haven's a really good card.
Haven is so mediocre.
Haven is better than Page here. And Page is a really good card. Therefore, Haven's a really, really good card.
I'm a Haven hater, alright?
I do recall.
Yeah. So the thing is, I don't think you want this many Bazaars in this deck. So I guess you just Disciple City Quarter here, right? I would just Disciple the City Quarter. I mean, you get less draw off of it, but you also get a City Quarter out of the deal. So it seems pretty clear to me that you just Disciple it.
Yeah, I'd Disciple the CQ.
I mean, it draws at least 2 cards, right? Which is, if you just play City Quarter blind here, it also draws 2 cards, so it's fine.
Yep, there we go. And it's back on that shuffle now.
Okay, I guess you can play Inventor first here, right? No?
I would have thought so.
Okay, well, that's fine. I would at least play the Ratcatcher and see if you find the City Quarter before playing Disciple.
Yeah, Ratcatcher next feels right.
And then if you draw nothing, you can... Well, you can also Disciple the Inventor, which is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, you might even be worth playing the Bazaar as well. I wouldn't have played them in that order, but I would contemplate playing both the Ratcatcher and the Bazaar.
Yeah,
and then if you don't find City Quarter, you can just Disciple Inventor.
Well, if you're just going to Disciple Inventor, if you miss City Quarter, then I guess the order doesn't matter, right? On Ratcatcher.
I'm actually not sure a second archive would have been bad. I feel like there's a decent amount of junk left in this deck.
Well, this is why Aku needs the scrap back. You gotta deal with these estates.
Yeah, I would not have minded regaining scrap. Actually, no, you don't do it here, because it's trading off of buying a 5.
I mean, at this point, you probably just gain and play it. Well, I don't know. At this point, you're looking to just chain inventors, so if you have a good turn, you just win regardless, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you buy here. Maybe City Quarter, actually? I don't think the death hurts you too much.
I could see City Quarter, yeah. City Quarter seems totally reasonable. What's down there? I know there's a peasant down there and there's a City Quarter down there. I don't know what else is down there.
Also, as a second aside, I just now noticed catstealer advanced their warrior into hero, which I don't like at all.
Oh, they did.
Hero seems actively harmful to you, and champion seems unhelpful.
Yep. Like the only good card on the page line I think is warrior.
Yeah, I think you wanted to keep that warrior and then try to hit your opponent's disciples with it.
This is a lot of Bazaars, and I don't know why we want this many Bazaars.
It is bizarre.
Sorry, it's a very funny joke. That was me laughing.
RPG is thinking a long time about this buy.
I'm inclined towards City Quarter. Just because I think if you have a good turn, you just win, don't you? Well, at the very least, a good turn gets you all the inventors in Bazaar, and probably enough gains to end it.
I would not be surprised if a good draw wins the game, yeah.
And City Quarter definitely helps have a good draw, so...
Yeah, like you gain the inventors off of your disciples, and then those can gain some peasants, and then all of a sudden you've got enough plus buy to buy the rest of the peasants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one good turn from Akuchi would be easily winning.
Another
inventor is an interesting choice.
I guess it's fine. It's not that exciting to me, though.
It's real weird to me, because I would have expected you to be gaining the inventors naturally. Maybe he's just worried about losing the split. Maybe he's worried that catstealer's just going to, like, steal them out from under him or something.
But, like, okay, sure. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if Aku draws here without another city quarter, but maybe? I don't think that province does anything.
Yeah, I mean, the province doesn't help you a whole lot. I'm not sure it was a bad buy, though. Like, we probably just lost either way, but
That's probably true, yeah.
piles are so low.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what do you mean when you don't... Like, what is... I don't know what your question has to do with there being no inventors left, though. Like... what is the inventor pile being empty? Like, how does that change the scenario? Alright, now imagine this inventor here was a city quarter. Hmm?
That would be a good hand.
But, like... But, like, so the card says gain a card cost up to 4, then cards cost 1 less, right? So you do that twice. That's how it works. There's no... So, like, some cards are contingent, like, Highway, for instance, has an under-the-line text that says, while this is in play, cards cost 1 less. And then playing that one twice, with, like, a Throne Room or Disciple or whatever, will not reduce cost twice, but the non-contingent ones will. Yeah, I just feel like Aku's Shuffle looks so much better with an extra city quarter in it.
Agreed. That archive feels a little bit late.
A little bit. I would take some... I don't know. Kind of everything feels a little bit late, though. Like, all you really want to do is string a turn together and win. Like, none of the cards that you can buy here do all that much. So, I mean, like, you might as well buy an archive? I don't know. How about Havens? Let's take 2 Havens.
Haven's a great card. Maybe Haven City Quarter.
That seems fine, yeah. What does catstealer do? I guess you... I'm not sure what catstealer does here, actually. Catstealer can... Well, catstealer's on a time limit, right?
Yes.
So catstealer...
I feel like that's just a way of saying Aku is ahead. Like, catstealer's on a time limit because their opponent's deck does things.
Yes.
Whereas Akuchi is not on a time limit because their opponent's deck does not.
Yes, that is what I said, yeah. Scrap the silver seems clear. Take card, horse, buy, maybe? So that this is 4 games?
That looks insufficient.
Like, you can take some scraps. Taking some scraps is pretty fine. Lowering the scrap pile in, like, a province or something.
Yeah, I feel like gratuitously lowering some pile seems good for catstealer. I just hope your opponent does.
Yeah, duchy. Why would you buy a duchy?
That's a good question.
What are you?
Maybe they're trying to lower duchies and go for like a duchy pile out.
You can try for it. I don't think you have enough gains to hit the duchy pile out, right? Maybe I'm
Duchy
wrong.
just seems harder to do. Yeah, I feel like 1 province and 3 scraps there, maybe something like that.
That sounds fine too. Yeah. So catstealer does have 2 disciples, right? So if catstealer has a turn, that also does some pretty big stuff.
Yes.
But I think Aku gets a turn here for sure. No, maybe not.
For maybe.
There's still a city quarter down there, right? Do we take the 1 in 14?
Is there? Doesn't he only have 2 in his deck? Am I wrong about that?
Oh, maybe? I thought there was 3.
I could be mistaken. Who has?
No, maybe it is just 2 actually. Oh, just 2 city quarters. That's so weak. Weak sauce.
That's like only a city half.
Yeah. I mean, you need at least a city here, right?
Yeah, I'd play at least with 1 full city, I would think.
I mean, I would play with 2.5 cities here if I could.
That'd be wonderful. And then you'd activate your cities.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I would still strongly consider just buying another city quarter here.
Agreed.
Yeah, Aku really needs.
And I would just say like whoever has the first real turn wins game.
Yes, that's what it feels like. It's a little surprising there's still so much junk in these decks, to be honest. Like, Aku's has 2. I mean, I guess losing the scrap hurt, but you still have 2 estates and a whole bunch of copper.
Yeah. I feel like more archives earlier would have been better.
Archive's great on this board. Archive's always great on low trashing boards. To just sequester your junk cards for a bit.
I thought that was the whole purpose of Catstealer's opening, was to get early in on the archives. And I just never took any.
Alas. Alright, so if Aku has a turn here, Aku wins, I think. Because that hand there screams, you win to me.
That's a pretty hand.
That's a weird time to play.
Is it better to disciple the city quarter there? I think you just play it? I don't know.
I'm gonna say disciple city quarter. Because I think you just want to draw.
This does not look like a winning hand from Catstealer.
Like, Disciple City Quarter draws at least 6 cards, right? And probably more.
Yeah.
Whereas not discipling draws 4 cards, and you can play into discipling something like Inventor instead. Or even Peasant or something could be fine to disciple. Training is not...
Training. Spinning 2 coffers on training seems preposterous.
How long does that take to pay back? I mean, I guess you pay it back in a turn, but...
I mean, you do have the upside of you're not getting another turn, so you never have to pay it back.
That's actually true, yeah. Might as well take City Quarter then, you never repay your debt.
Yeah, my curse. I think if Catstealer had gone for the thing that looked like a Hail Mary at the time, of just like taking one province and lowering scraps a ton, they would have had time to empty that pile before Aku got his turn.
Yeah, it sounds about right to me. Do you play Archive like now? I guess we do, sure.
I think so.
Take the Inventor, clearly. Well, you can take Scrap too. Probably just Inventor though. Alright. Draw a bit more.
Oh, there's all your good cards.
Yeah, well, only 2 really, but you take the Disciple pretty clearly.
Yeah.
I don't see why you would ever take Inventor there. Or Guide. We just need to find that. We just need to find the City Quarter and we're fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Are we not getting there?
Well, let's stop and think for a second if this is a win.
This looks close. So you've got 4 Inventor plays and 3 buys. Is that just one short of piling duchies?
It's just short of piling duchies because you can't gain the duchy on the first Inventor play. So I see 7 gains here then, which means you can't win because there's only 7 gains. And you can't.
Yeah, I mean you could disciple Peasant instead, and then you have enough gains to do that, but then you can't gain 2 provinces, I don't think, right?
Yeah. Sadly,
That
didn't
would
find
be
more
8
CQs.
games, and you need 9.
Honestly, I don't think it's that unexpected not find more CQs. He only had 2 CQs, right?
Yes, at the start of this turn.
Now there's 3.
There were only
but
2 in the deck.
Yeah, like I think if Aku had just taken another CQ, like all this trouble is just alleviated.
Yeah, like if this deck had a city 3/4 in it, I mean you're guaranteed to find 1 more off of that first disciple play.
I prefer Decimals really. I think it's the city 0.75 for me.
Yeah.
No,
That's
sorry.
fair.
City quarter. Yeah. It's 0.75. I would be pretty The problem is, I might just lower things that are innocuous, like some pages or some rat catchers or guides or something, because I don't know if I want to lower really here. I wonder if just Disciple Bazaar was better, though, than play Bazaar and hope to find City Hoarder.
You mean in the opening?
No. Like, so Aku just chose to play Bazaar and not Disciple it, but you could have Discipled Bazaar
I see.
to draw an extra card. Because surely if you draw there, you get more than one, like, extra gain. Alright, Aku is doing the buy things that are not threatening piles, and then take some points, like double province here, maybe. Province City Quarter, maybe?
Can you score enough to affect your opponent's likelihood of winning at all?
No, not really.
Two provinces and a duchy takes the point lead at least. You might consider that. I guess
you could. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do double province duchy. I don't think catstealer is taking 6 duchies. Right?
Yeah, I think it adds one more gain to catstealer's obligations if they're going for a scrap pile out or something. Because then they have to take one more victory card at the end of that. Right. And I think if Akuchi gets another turn, he wins, right? Because he's got a city quarter down there and a bunch of stuff set aside.
Yeah, you get to pick up some good stuff off the mat here. So just, yeah, take province duchy is perfectly reasonable, I think. The only threat of province duchy is if catstealer can take, like, 6 duchies. But also,
I think if catstealer can take 6 duchies, he could have taken 7 scraps.
Yeah. So the only situation is he takes 6 duchies, but not 7 scraps, which seems like a pretty narrow band of possibilities. Or even 7 guides, or 7 peasants. Or 7 havens, or 7 pages. There's a lot of piles at 7, aren't there?
Yeah. Whole lot.
Alright, let's see if this wins, huh?
Okay,
not the best draw.
Akuchi not electing to score enough points to actually affect catstealer's decision-making at all here.
Yeah. I do think I like the duchy.
Discipling Bazaar was bizarre to me.
Alright, well this is only 5 gains, so...
That doesn't cut it.
This is not going to be enough to win. How many points? I mean, I guess as catstealer you just try to score a bunch, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Ugh.
I don't really know what you do as catstealer.
I suppose you just set aside a gold here and then just play 4 inventors. Doesn't sound very good though, does it? Maybe you set aside a disciple.
What happened to that champion?
Must be on the bottom there.
It just good thing we have that.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we're just taking a bunch of stuff. How many duchies we taken? I guess that many.
I honestly don't even know what I'd do in catstealer situation. This kind of feels really awkward.
It feels pretty hopeless, considering that this is what Aku's deck looks like right now. Also, there were 2 city quarters down here. I guess he had 1 more city quarter than I thought. Look at that hand. This is a board that looks pretty bad for both champion and teacher. And yet there they are, best friends.
That is a hilarious hand.
Alright, there's no way this is a win. This is like super easily winning. Just disciple some inventors. Disciple, inventor, gained a billion things. How many piles could you empty here?
Good question. I'm gonna guess 4 piles.
Could you hit 5?
Maybe
There's
5?
how many games are left? 1, 2. You could have actually gotten more gains if you had discipled the peasants instead. So you could have had.
I was thinking something like discipling peasants and then inventing scraps and trying to pile both of those.
I think you could hit at least 5 piles there. 5 piles seems pretty doable. I'm not sure about 6.
Alrighty, game 1 to Akuchi. Yeah, I think skipping Page looked right. But if we were playing with Page, I don't think taking Champion was very helpful.
Yeah, Warrior is definitely the furthest you want to take that line. That was Katzler's first player as well, so Aku breaks for the first set here. Oh, hello, it's Lucky Coin. Hey, look,
Fool feels very out of character for the mix compared to all the other cards.
It does. So there's no trashing here, huh? Well, no. Oh, wait, hold on.
Treasurer and Flame's Gift and Old Witch.
There's no estate trashing here. Okay, except for
Flame's
maybe Flame's Gift. But I guess you can sometimes gain silver too. But then Treasurer can take care of the silver, so it does thin on average.
Yep.
Still, I think we're just playing. Inventor Sculptor shenanigans are gonna be pretty big here, huh?
That's a good question. I think yes. It's going to take a second for this deck to come together, and then eventually once it does, I think it goes 0 to 100 real fast.
Yes, it does. But it is definitely a bit slow to get going. I guess ideally
you got all these silvers, and then you got Old Wish that's going to cause some problems, but eventually we'll get around to doing nice things in the distant future.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could try skipping Old Witch. I don't think it's a good idea.
I think the curses would slow your opponent down enough.
Yeah, I think the curses are
getting it.
Yeah. I think Old Witch is probably first 5 here. The unfortunate thing is there's no like actual buys on this board, because you can't make good use of delay in that case.
That's true. Delay is infinitely stronger with good sources of plus buy.
Yep. Oh, Kessler's going Fool. Alright.
Gotta get that Flames Gift.
I want to be pretty Moon, Sea, Sky. Those are not the ones I want there. Sea is fine, I guess. Actually, Sea to hit 5 here is pretty solid. I would be
Is Native Village thinning a thing here?
I think it's...
Like, what if you try to, like, Native Village Inventor a Megaturn or something?
I think you play with Native Village here and do some thinning, but not... Like, you can't... It's always blind setting aside for the most part, so it's kind of hard to line up too well. Also, I don't like taking silver there as Aku, I don't think. I think you don't want that many silver on this board.
Yeah, that was just a free silver for no other reason.
Yeah, like there's no value from playing Lucky Coin other than gaining silver there, so Aku just opted to take a silver, which I think is a mistake.
Old Witch money or something?
There's no way you play money on this board, right?
Well, explain why he took a silver.
I don't know. Don't ask me questions that I don't know the answer to. Alright, I guess, do we just delay Fool here?
As opposed to buying something?
You could buy an Inventor or something? I don't know, I guess you delay Fool, sure.
I think I would rather buy Village, but delaying Fool seems reasonable.
We do know that Flame's Gift is still there, right?
That's a good question.
Although you can't trust an estate, unfortunately. Because all these states are right here.
Yeah. So he just delays the Fool, that's okay.
If you delay Fool, can you immediately get the boon, right? Because it's starting turn, or...
You can immediately use,
the effect, yeah. Okay, so it's really 4 boons, if you want them. There's
So
Flame.
got the kind of sad Flames gift. I mean, you still want it.
Can't trash, but it's fine. Just toss all that, I guess. Make sure you find the old witch next turn.
You could contemplate maybe. What if you just toss the copper and the lucky coin? Then, if you find your old witch, you also get a clean shuffle.
Sure, I guess.
I think Aku's playing money. Wait, like he didn't discard the lucky coin, did he?
Yes.
Oh, no, he did. I misread it. I was looking at the
Did leave the 2 silvers there. Misses the old witch, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is the downside of the line that I was suggesting, is you're not guaranteed to find a witch.
Yeah. I mean, a second old witch is fine. Sculptors of there is also okay, I guess. Ooh, that's the Mountain's Hex there. Although Aku has been taking free silver, so...
Yeah, I guess you do want those from Mountain's Gift.
I don't... Here's the problem with Swashbuckler, right? I don't want it, because I don't want treasure chest. I guess you should always make sure you spin the coffer, so it's fine.
Yeah, but you just have to keep spinning the coffers.
Yeah, I kind of just want... I mean, I don't know, it's fine, I guess. I kind of want just, like, Lab, though, instead of Swashy. Because I think you're a little tight on terminals in the meantime, so just taking a Laboratory for the time being seems okay. If you want draw.
I still suspect Akuchi might just be playing big money here.
How can you enter the Renaissance mix, look at the kingdoms in the mix, and say, I want to play money on literally any one of those kingdoms?
It's like N.A. Smith entering the black market tournament and then skipping black market.
Okay, but,
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
If Aku Province is here, I am officially giving up on Aku, alright? There's no way Aku is not. Aku is way too good to take a province there. Oh no! Oh no! What? What has happened? Aku, what? Aku, no! Aku, no! Aku, no! Why have you done this? Oh no! How?
Now is actually a perfect time to walk my dog. I'll be back.
Yeah, go. Go clear your mind. Aku, you were the chosen one. I don't understand how you could play money on this board. Alright, well, congratulations, Catstealer. Trying 2 curses there is a little sad because it means you can't, trash to this old witch right now play by Aku. Alright, well, this is the world we live in. We're delaying the Sculptor here, I assume. Could delay Fool also, but probably just Sculptor. Sculptor's really good. I'm, a little flummoxed, to be honest. I mean, the engine here isn't trivial to play, but, like, come on. Come on. I want some more draw from Catstealer. I think... So, I think Catstealer has taken some payload cards a little bit too early on this board. Like, the Sculptor's okay, but, like, taking the Inventor early isn't really doing it for me. I feel like you want to get just, like, a bunch of Labs or Swashies or Old Witches or just draw. Don't take... No, don't take a silver. You need to draw these... And also, no one's taken Treasurer yet to trash these copper. I don't know. I have qualms, alright? I have qualms. It just feels like, you gotta play a Sculptor for Village here first, please. Okay, there we go. We play Sculptor. No, I guess we can play Swashy now, it's fine. Alright, you can play the Inventor first if you want to Coffer, but I don't care that much about that. So, whatever. I want more labs for sure. I just want to draw. No, oh no! Catstealer, why? Catstealer, you were the second chosen one! Okay, well, Catstealer panicked. That was a panic play, I think. So here we are playing money on this board right here. How's chat doing? I'm done with this game. How's chat doing? We all doing all right? You know, I'm doing okay. Doing all right. Yes, Jane is actually walking his dog. That was not just a ploy to not have to witness this game. I mean, if you're Aku, you just province here, right? Oh, yeah, sure. It's definitely, well, at least I don't think it's a euphemism. That could be mistaken, but pretty sure it's an actual dog that's being actually walked. Man, I'm so disappointed in this game. I'm disappointed in both of you, Aku and Catstealer, alright? I had such high hopes. And then you started playing Lucky Coin a bunch, getting a bunch of silvers, not drawing your deck, not playing the big gigantic engine that exists. JNails is gonna... Yeah, that's reasonable. Treasure is pretty good in the engine. Thinning copper is definitely very helpful. For sure. JNails is gonna walk back in this game and see everything's on fire. It's gonna be like Troy in Community when he comes back and the whole house is on fire. And the gnome is laughing. Anyway, let's just... I don't even know. What are you taxing? Tax province? Yes, this is the moneyest timeline. Man. Look how good this board is for playing an engine. Just look at it. Look at the draw, look at the gains, look at the thinning. Look at all of this, and then say, I want to play money. Well, that's where we are. That's the world we inhabit. Take a silver here, I guess. Silver in province. And the second Catstealer decided to just buy a province was basically when Catstealer basically resigned, right? Well, not even a scared engine. Like Catstealer decided to just randomly start playing money after starting to buy the whatever. It's fine. It's all good. I do think some Native Village play could have been pretty good as well. Like, look what turn it is. It's turn 16. Come on. Why do you need to play this fast? Like, you have so much time for the engine to do things. It's all the time in the world here. I mean, there's no alternate VP, so you can't give up, like, that many provinces, but you could lose the province split, like, 6-2 and still score enough, right? Like, a 6-2 province split is completely winnable still for the engine. Wait, now you're going back to engine? Catstealer! You're... Catstealer, we need to have a talk. What? You can't start taking inventors now. It's way too late. Alright. Alright, well, Aku wins this one pretty handily at this point. You just sculpt here for a silver. Play a Swashy. Great. Sure, do all that. Okay. Hey, it's a Wisp. Why would you discard the estate and not the Fool? That's a little weird to me. Because if you get... Like, I would just trash the estate. I'm still trying to find trashing estate. I don't know. Whatever. It's all fine. It's probably, like, rarely ever mattering. Okay, well, play some villages. Play the fool. Play the fool. No, play the fool earlier. You gotta, like, there's Sun's Gift, right? Is Sun's Gift gone? I don't think it is. We're sculpting inventor. Are we still inventing estates now? Or okay, we're not. We're okay. Sure. I don't know what catstealer is actually doing here. Catstealer started doing the engine, then transitioned to money, and now is trying to transition back to the engine. That's what I call too little, too late. Oh, also, 7 villages in the discard is definitely a bad place to have all your villages, yeah. Anyway, I wonder if a focused engine could have won here in 20 turns. The world will never know. I was being sarcastic. The answer is very definitively yes. Do you play Fool here? I guess you do play Fool here. I'm not sure the villager's worth all that much for Akuchi. Well, I guess not. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? There's a win in hand. We did it! 21 turns. 21 turns on a game with trashing, tons of draw, tons of villages, a sculptor, and an inventor, and this game lasted 21 turns. Alright, anyway, we do have a win there for Aku. That puts Aku up 2-0. So definitely a good start to the group stage for Akuchi. And let's see what's next on the mix. Alchemist, Candlestick Maker, Ducat, Market, Militia, Native Village, Overlord, Page, Swashy, Treasury, Splot, and Fair. So, this looks like the kind of board that you do want Champion on, just because I want to play a bunch of Swashies, I guess. I guess you're opening Page and... I don't know. I could see arguing for a bunch of things here. Page Splot is totally fine on open. Obviously the 4-3, like taking Sinister Plot Page looks a lot better than Page Sinister Plot, because you get an extra card out of it. I think you do open Page here. You could consider the Overlord. I just don't think... I don't think the cards that Overlord can play are all that exciting, though. Like, okay, you can play a Market, yay, but that doesn't do anything.
I'm back.
Okay, great. You didn't miss anything, don't worry. Alright, okay. Just... that nothing happened last game that you need to be concerned about.
Alright, won't even ask.
Takes the Militia. Militia's fine. Listen, all I'm saying is last game, catstealer didn't transition to money, and then transitioned back into the engine. That did not happen.
Interesting choice in that game that didn't happen.
I do like Aku's open. I think Splot Page is pretty solid.
Yeah, unfortunately not an option for catstealer.
I still think
I don't think the Militia's doing enough for you, though.
The Militia does not do
Overlord
well.
turn 2.
I do think catstealer should just take a Plot anyway. Your turn behind
yeah,
on
Plot's
like...
fine too.
Your turn behind on the draw, but like you're also player 1, so whatever.
I would think like there's situations where Overlord could have a big payoff. Like if you find both Overlord and Page turn 3,
then you play the Swashy.
It would look amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to bank it on 25% chance. Or like roughly 25% chance.
Yeah.
Definitely less than 25%, right?
Yeah, it's lower than 25%, but you get the really high roll. I'm not sure what you do if you find it in some other set, like combination of cards.
None of the other. Well, I guess you can always like play it as native village to like set
Yeah,
aside
like if I saw
card.
Page Overlord turn 4, I think I would just native village something.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like gaining a
fine.
lab.
I don't know. I don't think Overlord's particularly good here, but it's not terrible or anything. Aku gets to. I'm not sure you actually pop the plot there, right? Because the page misses the shuffle regardless, right? Aku's page was bottom decked, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference actually. It's probably better not to pop it.
Like if you don't pop it, you get an extra card for this turn, which means I think not popping is correct.
I agree with that.
So like Aku now, like what do you do with Azaku? Do you just play it as what, market? Great. If it was old treasure, if it was old Overlord, you could play it as treasury, and that lets you top deck things, which is always fun. But post errata Overlord cannot top deck itself by playing treasury, unfortunately.
That is true. Did Akuchi bottom deck their Traveler line again?
Yep, I would draw here, right? It's only one card. No, it's two cards. Yeah, just draw. That's fine. It's a little sad to have to draw there, but, you know, you do what you gotta do. I really don't think Militia's, like, a card I want to buy here. I don't know, I guess it's
Yeah,
fine.
like the Militia's gonna shut off by the time it matters.
It's just a silver, right? For, like, most of the game.
Yeah.
And I don't think it does a lot of damage in, like, the setup phase.
Like, I could see situations where you might want to play an Overlord as Militia. Like, if they're towards the bottom of the shuffle and maybe you think they're going to trigger that turn. But I definitely don't want a Militia in my deck.
Yeah. I don't think Militia Buy was particularly exciting. Like, taking, like, even a Ducat there could have been fine. Over Militia.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyway, when do you start picking up Swashies? Do you pick them up now? There's always the difficulty of a board like this where you want to have all of the Smithy cards, but you also need to get your champion down first. So like when do you just start loading up on Smithies, even though they might end up getting drawn dead? And then it's always a really bad side shuffle if you just bottom deck your champion or something.
I think the Overlord helps mitigate the terminal collision a little bit. Like, you can play that as native village if needed.
That's true.
But yeah, this is the type of kingdom where I feel like it is awkward when and how heavily to go into the Smithy or Smithy variants.
Yep.
Advance of champion.
I mean, so this is the shuffle before you get champion, right? So like this is the shuffle where I would usually start picking up Swashies pretty heavily.
Yeah. This is one of the things that makes me like the page line a lot less than the peasant line. Is especially in kingdoms like this, the quality of your game hinges a lot on whether you find the champion at the top or the bottom of that last shuffle.
Yeah.
Like, champion being bottom decked can often mean like costing you 2-3 whole turns, because you can't even afford to play the swashbucklers you have for risk of drawing a champion dead.
Yep. So I would just play this as, I guess, market, right? Or treasury, either or is fine.
Yes. I assume markets is better than treasury.
I mean, Aku's thinking of drawing here, I guess. That's the only reason to think. But I wouldn't draw here. I don't see why. Like, you're gonna hit 5, right? So why would you draw?
Yeah.
I would start taking Swashies now, I think, though.
Swashbuckler looks good.
Aku could draw here, actually.
Yeah, I would think here is good.
You desperately don't want your hero missing the shuffle. So you'll see 4 cards here, right? So I think you're pretty likely to find a hero if you draw now as Aku. Which seems like
the alternative would be like not playing the market to create a clean shuffle for your hero, but that just seems sad.
Are there more cantrips down there? Like, is there another market down there or something? Oh, that's so sad. Oh no, disaster has struck.
Akuchi is just an expert at bottom decking Traveler line cards.
Oh man, that was disastrous. I'm not sure that's resignable, to be fair, but it's definitely bad.
It was pretty bad. Catstealer already had a champion in their deck.
Yeah, like that's really unfortunate. I think Aku's play was pretty good there too.
Yeah, like the opening and stuff went fine. I don't like the militia game, but other than that.
I don't think Militia Game was very good. I think he popped one turn early or he popped that one turn it didn't have to, I think. But other than that, I think the play was fine. Just bottom decking your Travelers over and over again is just it's a sad day. Ooh, it's a donate board. Ooh, 5-2 on a donate board.
Oh yeah, no good cards in this kingdom.
Man. If only there was a good card on this board that gained other good cards on this board.
Yeah, so for Akuchi, I assume Groom Donate is pretty automatic. For Cat Stealer, you've got the Satyr draw.
Yeah, Groom Donate seems super clear to me as Aku. Cat Stealer, the problem with Cat Stealer is...
I think just supplies Groom Donate.
It's so sad. Supplies Groom Donate is just like so much worse. And also you're player 2. Like
you can't even buy the silver.
Yeah, you can't buy silver. Yeah, it has to be supplies Groom Donate. That's very
sad. Okay if you top deck the Groom turn 3. If that doesn't happen, you're way behind.
That's true. If you play Groom turn 3, you're still kind of in it. I don't know what Aku's thinking. Like, I can't imagine literally any other open on this board other than Groom Donate as Aku, right?
Well, you could just open Old Witch and play Old Witch Money.
Okay. Like this is super clear Groom Donate, I think. Like if you can open turn 1 with a gainer of some sort, and then donate turn 2, you're usually doing very well for yourself.
And as far as gainers go, I've heard that Groom's a pretty good workshop variant.
I don't know, but what do you even gain with Groom? Is there a good card on this board that could gain with Groom? I don't see it.
We could do Groom with Groom.
Yeah, but then you're just getting more Grooms, so you can do what? Gain more Grooms?
Exactly.
Like, this board just needs a card that draws, which unfortunately doesn't exist.
Yeah, if it could cost like 4 or less.
Well, yeah, it wants to cost 4 or less so Groom could gain it, but unfortunately there's no real play there. Aku's thinking about this a lot. And I'm not, like, what? I'm not...
Whoa!
Oh, no. What?
That does not
Isn't that just, like...
seem correct.
Isn't that just, like, strictly worse than turn 1 Groom?
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Like, I'm trying to think of what line turn 1 Groom into donate would end up being slower than just...
Okay, come on, Agla, don't get crazy. Next you're gonna say you wanted to plus buy, too.
the turn 1 donate from Cat Stealer makes a lot more sense, I think.
Cat Stealer's turn 1 donate I can empathize with. I don't know if I would have done it, but it's at least I see it.
I'm trying to think of, like, I mean, we could play the lines out. Like, so, you do Hideout? I mean, I guess it trashes Copper, but do you really need to Hideout right now?
I think this is fine because it lets you groom something and then play the thing you groomed, which is probably just another groom.
Well, that only works if you groom something that gives you plus action, right? So it has to be like Self Merchant, which doesn't really gain and play well. Like,
If I play Hideout, then I play Groom and gain Groom, and then I play a fourth and draw the other Groom.
And to be honest, I completely forgot about the horse. which is like the thing Groom does that's super strong.
Yeah.
Alright, so like you take turn 1 Groom, you pay off debt, you're at 5, so you're at 6 debt. You Groom for, let's say, some silvers. You only have to think about how many coppers you want to keep around for that line. But you probably pay off debt turn 2. You still have a Groom, and you have 2 silvers instead of a bunch of coppers, right? So like you're at the exact same spot you're at currently, except 2 coppers are now 2 silver or something like that. If you do a turn 1 Groom as opposed to a turn 1 donate, right?
Yeah, but the way I'm thinking about it, Groom then donate, you're playing Groom for the first time turn 3. This line, you're playing Groom for the first time turn 4.
Yeah.
It seems like a full turn behind.
No, you're playing... Yeah, that's right. You feel like you're a turn behind by just not taking Groom. Like, because if you're going to take a Groom anyway, why wouldn't you take it before you donate, right?
I don't know.
So like what's the upside of paying off debt and then adding a Groom as opposed to playing a Groom while you're paying off debt, right? I'm having a hard time seeing what the upside could possibly be.
Maybe it was like out of pity. He's like, I'm player 1 with an excellent opening split and this really fast donate board. I will voluntarily handicap myself to make this a more fair match.
But Aku had a 5-2, which means Aku was already paying off the debt from Groom. There wasn't going to be a problem there. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking of right now, I'm trying to like think of what's going on here, but the one thing you can think of is what am I thinking of? You pay off. You're only donating down to 3 debt if you turn 1 donate, as opposed to 6 debt if you turn 2 donate. So there's an extra 3 coins kind of floating around. But like that's really easy to rectify with the Groom in your deck.
Maybe Aku didn't notice that Groom was in the kingdom until turn 3.
I mean, it's definitely possible. It's really unfortunate for Aku here to bottom deck the hideout, right?
That's a really sad draw.
Bottom decking
Yeah, you
hideout.
can't do anything. You're not playing this Silk Merchant.
You could, I mean, you could do like Groom.
Wait, why does Aku have a Silk Merchant anyway? Did he not do the thing earlier?
Oh wait, there was I forgot there was a royal carriage there. Look at that. All right, I guess you're still playing a bit round. I do want, like, how many Grooms on this board do you want? I think you want at least another Groom.
All of them?
I mean, you also want royal carriages, which can also be Grooms, so there's that.
Yeah, but it's a question of, like, how many Grooms would I voluntarily drop in my deck? Probably as many as I could get a hold of. But there's obviously a high opportunity cost with Silk Merchant around that you also want to gain.
Yeah, I would probably just be getting Silk Merchants and Grooms in somewhat of tandem. I mean, this is one of those boards where, like, you just take Silk Merchants forever, and by the time you run out of villagers, the game's over, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't like taking that Silk Merchant there at all. I just want, like, another Groom, right?
I guess you can gain your additional Groom mid-turn off of your first Groom if you take the Silk Merchant. Maybe that's the idea?
I guess. Yeah, that's fine, sure. Supply silver is interesting. I guess it's fine. This is 8, so this could be like 2 Silk Merchants here or something. Seems fine.
We're running a little low on villagers.
Well, yeah, you get more villagers by buying more Silk Merchants.
True. I think a royal carriage, call it on hideout, and then loop Groom for a bit and gain a bunch of Grooms.
I don't think the supplies does all that much, to be honest. Alright, I mean, I kind of want
I get that there's no real difference, but not playing royal carriage first just feels very instinctively wrong to me.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things, like, if there's no reason, like, there's no reason to not play royal carriage first, so you might as well just play it first, right?
Yeah.
And so, if you're trying to, like, reduce your mental burden while you're playing a long match, just doing the things that are automatic and just doing them, kind of helps a bit. That said, there are times when, you know, you don't want to play roller carriage right away, but, you know, that's not this board. That's all fine. They're a little heavier on treasure than I think. Well, I'm actually not sure. The treasure here is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think it seems okay.
Like, grooming for
I mean, if
supplies
nothing
is
else, the
pretty
silvers
solid.
will feed your hideout later once you're out of coppers, I guess.
Yeah. I still want to play more than one groom here. Like, Aku's single groom is not inspiring joy in me.
What happened on turn 5? That was the turn where I expected Akuchi to gain and play a second groom. I don't remember what happened there. Did he bottom deck or something?
I think he just didn't.
Oh, I think looks like maybe he had a bad draw. I guess he trashed a few coppers. I guess he had to play his horse first.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe
Because
that's
the
it.
hand he wanted to have would be hideout and groom in this top 5, and he didn't
And then
have
you
that.
get the horse draw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's probably a product of the donate line because having to keep more coppers around.
we're getting pretty close to the end of the game here, right?
Uh, I would think so. That being said, there's still 7 grooms in the pile. That's a lot.
That is true. I would expect more grooms to be gone by this point.
Yeah, with more grooms gone, the estate pile out looks incredibly real.
Yep. I mean, silks and estates are 2 piles. I guess supplies might be the 3rd pile at this point. But it's hard to get that many estates with only 2 grooms.
Yeah, given the composition of their decks, I wouldn't be surprised if supplies were the other pile that ran.
See, I don't like those. I don't like that supply. Like, catstealer keeps buying supplies and I do not like it. Buy cards that do things. You can gain supplies off grooms if you really want. Like, something like Silk Merchant Royal Carriage there would have been a lot better, I think, than Silk Merchant supplies.
Catstealer has banked up hella coffers as a consequence. I guess it remains to be seen what those will be doing.
I mean, I guess they're threatening like a big estate pile out if you're playing enough Silk Merchants or something, but I don't know. I kind of just want cards that do things. Aku thinning some Silk Merchants here, just fine. Those villagers could do some work for you.
So I would think Akuchi wants to gain a second groom now, this turn.
I thought he wanted to gain a second groom many turns ago, so we'll see how that goes.
I think an ideal line from Akuchi's start would have you gaining your second groom on turn 4. Like turn 3 you gain a hideout, then turn 4 you play the hideout, gain a second groom.
I think turn 3 might be gain silver, actually. Not only that's fine, actually. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how you pay off debt, but maybe you just don't ever have to pay off debt here.
Maybe just wait a while to pay off debt.
Yeah.
Like. You still only have 1 groom.
Well, you have Royal Carriage, which counts as a second groom sometimes.
Yeah, you can click 2
wait,
carriages here.
Aku hasn't called Royal Carriage in 2 turns? No. Yeah, you're right. That's weird. So weird to me. That's really
I mean, if
really
nothing else, you'd call it on your groom, right? Just like take a free card.
Aku has refused to, because so last turn Aku plays Royal Carriage, does not call it on groom. This turn doesn't call it at all. That's really weird to me. That you wouldn't call Royal Carriage.
I mean, if you did something like what if you even just called it on groom and got a guide or something? Like the horse will draw the carriage again for you, so there's like 0 cost.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely strange to me.
Admittedly, I don't think Royal Carriage is the best art. Maybe Akuchi just doesn't want to look at it anymore.
Copper? Do we need hideout food that badly? Maybe we do.
Yeah, I mean, Province is pretty good hideout food, because you actually get a curse off of it, which can be hideout food for the second turn.
Oh, yeah, the Province is actually 2 hideout foods. That's true. Alright, the bottom card is currently a groom. So the horse is on top of your deck right now. I mean, you just play the groom, it's fine.
It's a silver on top, isn't it?
It's the horse? Oh no, you gain supplies. Never mind. I thought he gained action. Yeah, it's a silver. And we're just not.
We don't want to spin the coffer to gain a thing. Sorry, not the coffer. We don't want to spin the villager to gain a thing. I don't know about that.
I feel like they're under building here, to be perfectly honest.
Yes.
I mean, you can't be scared of piles, right? Because there's no real pile threat currently. Because they don't have any grooms.
But I want to have the groom, so I'm the one making them afraid of piles.
Yeah, no, I want there to be pile threat. There's just not currently pile threat, is the problem.
Like the Walter White scene. Like, I am the one who piles.
Yes. I am the one who piles. Alright, what are you grooming here? Take a groom. Ugh, that's not another groom. Alright, fine. We're past the point of grooms now, right? Now this is just double province. I mean, at this point, Aku's in pretty decent position, right?
I have no idea.
I think double province puts you in pretty good shape.
Do you need a double here? I was thinking maybe it's like province and carrot or something.
Province carriage is fine too.
I guess a copper.
Yeah, you can take a copper,
coppers.
I guess.
Probably two coppers actually.
The problem is you can't guarantee you line up hideout with copper.
You got a pretty good, decent chance of that because you got 5 horses on top of your deck, so you get to see 10 cards at the start of your turn.
I mean, that's true. You do have one villager, so you can always play one silk merchant before you do other things.
And like the worst case, I think, is just the hideout tracks the silver instead of a copper, and then you're down 1 coin, but you've already got coppers in your deck for the next turn if you need them.
You can also just groom for coins though if you want to. Old Witch is interesting.
That would involve having grooms. We don't like that.
I'm not sure the Old Witch is. Well, Aku does have some draw problems, right?
So he drew his deck there.
But added some more stop cards.
So adding a royal carriage is kind of like adding a lab if you use it on Silk Merchant.
Yeah, I think I like carriage over Old Witch, to be honest. Old Witch only just feeds hideouts for catstealer, right?
Yeah, I don't think the curse hurts too much.
The curse might actively be helpful, though. What turn is it? 9?
It is indeed turn 9.
Interesting. Well, 2 piles are gone.
Just province here.
I think you could double province. Aku can't triple, right?
But why take the province now instead of just buying it next turn? Have one less province in your deck.
You certainly raise a good point. I'll say that much.
I don't know who's winning here.
I have no. This is really close, actually.
I think we're killing a Silk Merchant.
I guess we're killing Silk Merchant, sure. Handing out 2 curses here?
Yep.
Alright, well, we'll see if that's actively helpful or if it's harmful. We're grooming for...
Silver?
I guess. I don't think groom does anything at this point, so I guess it's just silver. I don't know. What else would you take?
Like, if I didn't have the ability to draw what I gained, gaining another groom would be fine. I'm threatening an extra state or 2, which could matter. But gaining a silver has the more immediate benefit of getting to play it this turn.
Can catstealer triple province?
I think no, right? Like, they only had 9 money last turn.
But you can add 8 off of grooms, right?
Do they have that much draw?
The draw might be the problem.
My guess is catstealer can double.
So then Aku should take 1 province here, and then think about what else to take.
15 money is a decent amount of money.
So province, carriage maybe?
Aku's actually really low on buys, I just noticed. I was gonna suggest like province, carriage, tax, province, but he doesn't actually have enough buys for that.
Yeah. Aku keeps trashing these silk merchants. which is fine, but it's also hurting your life situation.
Yeah, so don't accidentally trash the last one. That'd be really sad.
Yeah. Old Witch. The Old Witch there is also fine, actually. I think Carriage is better, but Old Witch is fine.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred the Carriage.
Alright, well, we can trash one curse here, at least. Do you start taking the states here? Is it the state time?
Being low on villages.
Well, Catstealer only has the two hideouts, right?
Yep.
I assume you just play the Silk Merchant here. Like, those cards there aren't... Well, there's a hideout. I don't know, maybe. Okay, can Aku triple?
I don't know what the best play was for Catstealer there. They didn't think about it too long.
They definitely did not think about it.
But I do worry a bit about going down this Duchy line. Because if the game drags on, I think Aku's deck lasts longer.
Aku's deck is definitely better positioned for the long game, I think, yeah.
I guess Catstealer, I don't know, maybe 2 royal carriages and then aim for a state pile out that gains 1 province at the end next turn.
Yeah, I just feel like they both underbuilt so much here.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have had more pile pressure, and it doesn't feel like they do.
Like, more carriages, more grooms.
So Akuchi can gain a total of 4 useful things, right? If you carriage either Silk Merchant or Groom.
Yeah,
That's not
so we'll
threatening the
say...
states or anything.
No. And does not have the draw to, like, auto-pile grooms. Also does not have the actions auto-pile grooms.
Yeah, if you can get past the end of your deck, the Grooms actually cover their own draw cost.
Yep.
But it takes a ton of actions.
Yeah, it's 1 action per. Which is why Groom on boards with, like, Lost Arts or Champion or something just auto-piles so quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of absurd.
So Aku...
Don't kill the Silk Merchant. Don't kill the Silk Merchant. You
No,
need that
do not.
buy.
That's your only buy. I mean, you can technically gain a Candlestick Maker if you really want to buy, but... Ugh.
They just kill Silver?
Silver seems fine. Especially you can call the Carriage out, too, to kill, like, a second Silver. And then you have enough draw to get through the rest of your deck, I think.
Yeah, you probably do need to call Carriage on the side out, don't you? You've got a bunch of terminal draw now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are 2 villagers, so you don't... I mean, you have, like, a little play here to not have to worry about it right now, but... I don't want to blow through all my villagers too fast on this board. Because I think there's still, like, a couple turns left.
And then what are you trying to buy here as Akuchi?
Honestly, I do not know. I'd be pretty scared of provinces, obviously.
Same.
So, like, you can, like, take 2 duchies. That's an option.
I think it's in Akuchi's interest to just keep the game going. Probably just means 2 more duchies or something. Or maybe 1 more duchy and then a carriage or something else buildy. Or 5 even, maybe.
I mean, Aku can start exerting pile pressure with these old witches, right?
Yes, not this turn, of course, but definitely in the future, the curse pile out would be a real thing worth
Although estates
about.
are... Lowering estates there is pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Lowering estates
So now you want to make sure you have more than a 5 point. I mean, even like a 5 point is not really enough to protect you.
Yeah. What? How many? Hold on. There's 6, 7. So Catstealer does have 3 Silk Merchants around still. No, that's not right. Yeah, there's 3 Silk Merchants around still. Plus the 2 Grooms. I don't know. Actually, Catstealer doesn't have that much estate pressure either, right? Only 2 Grooms and no carriages.
So you can groom 2 estates, and then if you played all 3 silks, you could buy the last 3 plus a province.
Yeah.
I don't know if just Catstealer has an ability just to at least theoretically do that.
Yes, that play is available in theory. Whether or not that play is available in practice, I'm not sure. I think with like a god draw you can do it, but I don't think that seems like a really, really hard draw to pull off.
So you would need to have 14 money and find all your hideouts, foot merchants, etc. The good news is the grooms would be non-terminal and would be not stop cards for this particular turn, which might make it a little easier.
Yep, that
But
definitely takes the pressure off there. But you still have to find, like, Catstealer doesn't have that much draw. Is the problem? Catstealer has 3 silks.
the deck's getting pretty junky now.
Yeah.
Because he gained 2 estates last turn, didn't he?
Yes.
Plus
So
you
I
got
think-
these curses now.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a curse line. Probably not. Okay, well, ooh. Actually, that's a fine line too, right? Because
This looks pretty good to me.
Catstealer has to score 15.
As Catstealer, I don't think you can beat this turn, so you just gotta hope Akuchi misses 8. I
Yep.
don't know how likely that is.
Yep. So you just take, I guess we just take a couple duchies here.
Yeah,
2 duchies, I guess?
probably. Just buy 2 duchies now, I guess.
Yep. 2 duchies seems fine. Play for another turn. Yeah, I think that was a good set of buys, I think, from Aku. I don't think Catstealer beats that many points very often. Okay. We're taxing what? Why would you tax the estates?
I'm less worried about the estates than the provinces.
Anyway,
I mean,
this
your
is a
opponent
win.
only
This is already a
has
win.
1 buy card in their entire deck.
Yeah. Anyway, this
It's
is
harder for them to get 3 buys than to just get 2 more money.
well, Groom plus Silk is already 3 gains for the estates, but
That's true.
like that's still just as expensive as a province, right? Anyway, Aku is just
It
clicking
looks like
cards.
we would have had either version if you wanted it.
Aku could have done as he pleased. All right, well, Aku does win 3-1, so well done to Akuchi. Congratulations. That's going to be it for right now. Good luck in the rest of your matches, players, and I will see you later.